In solo leveling, after summoning the S-rank killer ant, Jin says he's never seen the general rank before and concludes it must be the next level after Elite Knight, indicating that this ant is much stronger than Jin's other shadows. Jin Woo prepares to add the queen to his army when suddenly the ant he just turned into a shadow speaks, asking Jin to give him a name. Jin, puzzled, asks the ant how it can talk, and it stutters. "I was able to." This makes Jin think, wondering if it could speak because it could before becoming a shadow. However, Iron was a human and couldn't speak after becoming a shadow, and the same applied to Byung-gu and Tusk. He realizes the only difference is in ranking and thinks that the others might be able to talk if they level up. Jin asks the ant if it can still be obedient to him despite being the one who killed it. The ant responds that it is not dead but reborn by Jin's power, adding that it has happiness overflowing inside and will always follow him. The shadow soldier once again asks for a name. Jin considers that Gaemi, Korean for ant, or simply ant, wouldn't be right, and decides on a name that distinguishes him from the rest of the ants. In this moment, the famous author who wrote the book The Ants pops into Jin's head, and he bestows the name Beru on the general. Jin then steps to the queen and says, "Arise," summoning the queen, who is also of general rank. Suddenly, the shadow ant's signal becomes disturbed as Jin's connection weakens. Beru explains that the queen's normal ability is to control the ant colony, and his control is given up to her. Jin comments that there isn't much magic power compared to her rank and asks why. Beru explains that the queen's magic is used for reproduction, and that it's impossible to reproduce without a body. Jin confirms that the queen doesn't fight, and decides there's no need for two heads of the organization, canceling the extraction. Shadow soldiers collect the magic crystals, but Jin tells them to stop as they'll be used for rebuilding Jeju Island, noting that the one from Beru's body will be enough. Jin contemplates how to sweep up the remaining ants, and Beru informs him that the ants are scattering due to the loss of their leader. Jin asks for a count of the ants, and Beru reports there were 8,700 ants before the raid, with 4,000 survivors remaining. Jin is surprised by the high number of survivors and asks Beru if he can exterminate them all. The shadow ant responds confidently, "If you give me an order." Meanwhile, on the ships, Park Jong-soo, guild master of the Knights Guild, yells, "The ants are flying over here!" The ships fire and mages cast spells, blasting the ants, creating explosions in the sky. A mage passes word from a radio that the ants are heading north and starting to clash with the Knights Guild, while Sun Ki-hoon commands the B-team to attack as they prepare for battle. A woman from the Fame Guild suggests they join too, and a man yells, "Slaughter every single one of them!" A hunter questions, "What are you doing?" as he explains that the ants are the same level as a B-rank hunter, and that everyone needs to stay in formation so they can recover the reputation of the Reapers Guild. The once cocky movie star freaks out as the same hunter comments on him being nothing but an empty shell. The ants arrive to the shore of Korea, and Lee Joo-hee asks Song Chi-yul if he thinks they can handle them. The ants move quickly towards the hunters when suddenly something rips them apart. The two hunters are shocked as Joo-hee questions what just killed the ants. The fire mage comments on the incredible speed, saying he couldn't even catch it with his eyes. It's revealed that Beru is tearing through the winged ants, and this arc continued. Took 2 days for the guilds to clean up all of the ants. The ants flew so far they even reached the mainland of China. After suffering a lack of sleep for the last 2 days, the second wave of ants comes within range. A man asks the captain to give the order to fire, but the captain says no, telling him the hunter wants to take care of it. At the same time, this hunter comments on there being a lot and tells the ants to rest in peace in the ocean as he draws his blade and slashes, exploding all of the ants in the sky. He says that instead of the small fries, if the one that fought Sung Jin-woo were still alive, it would have been more exciting, calling it a shame as ant bits fall to the ocean. In the United States, a woman asks, "How is it?" And a man responds, saying the only connection between Hwang Dong-soo and Sung Jin-woo is that Jin might have killed his older brother Dong-suk, so Hwang is going to kill him. The man asks if that's how it will be summarized, and the woman confirms. The man, who we learn is Thomas Andre, Scavenger Guildmaster, says that it will be more difficult to meet Jin-woo under such context, and it's a shame. The woman, whose name we learn is Laura, Laura asks what he will do if they end up fighting. Thomas responds, "Do you still not know me? Huang is in the Scavenger Guild's possession, and the Scavenger Guild is mine." Breaking the TV remote, he says that he'll never forgive anyone for touching his possessions, even if it were the American government. On the third night of the Jeju raid, the military and Knights Guild representative arrive at Jeju to collect the magic crystals, just in case anything should happen. Park Jong-soo tells a story of a man who had barely any luck. The man always did his best, dreaming of becoming a gold medalist, training hard just for himself, losing weight to lower his weight class, and enduring strict training. The only thing left was to stand on the stage for the Olympics. He was just about to achieve his dream, the doping test had no problems, and he didn't have nightmares the night before either. His condition was the best, but because of a sudden awakening, he got caught by the magic meter and wasn't allowed to participate. That man was Park Jong-soo. As they continue picking crystals, a lone ant appears, but the leader of the Knights Guild quickly dispatches it. Jong-soo lets everyone know not to worry, as even if there are leftover ants, the guild is there. In this moment, Jong-soo's second calls for him, worried, and the military gasps, questioning, "Who are you?" as something walks from the shadows. Jong-soo demands it reveal its identity, as the only ones who should be on the island are the association and the soldiers. The hunters question if it's a hunter, as the military threatens to shoot if it doesn't follow the orders to reveal its identity. This is when it speaks in a monstrous language, shocking Park Jong-soo. Suddenly, a finger snaps, and the hunters, as well as everyone else in the cave, pass out. The beast-looking monster asks the blue monster what it's doing, and it responds that they don't need to make a scene, adding that he just made them sleep for a little. The blue grandpa asks if the beast would like to check for himself, but he dismisses. After the Jeju raid, there was plenty of noise everywhere. The Jeju raid was Jin Woo's first official raid after becoming an S-rank hunter. However, he couldn't avoid criticism for joining the raid later than expected. There were people who supported him, but not many, since it was true that people were sacrificed. As Jin walks back, Baek Yoon-ho tells him that he didn't believe a lone hero could end a war by themselves. But after what happened this time, maybe he was wrong. Baek tells Jin to hold his head high, as he was the one who ended this tragic tale. Jin and Hunter Cha make eye contact, but she quickly turns away, blushing, throwing the Jeju hero off. In total, 4,801 hunters participated. 727 of them were just ordinary awakened people. 64 hunters and 32 civilians died during the raid. Jin and Chairman Go Gun-hee sit down, and the chairman asks Jin if he plans on starting a guild, telling him that people with S-rank hunter licenses don't need a guild master permit. All they need to do is give the association a call. Jin says yes, and thinks that he should take this time to learn about the advantages of being an S-rank. But before he can say anything, Gun-hee asks if he put some sort of barrier on Jeju Island. This confuses Jin. However, the chairman explains that there was an incident of people passing out when they went to take care of the ants and collect magic crystals. Jin tells the chairman that he didn't do anything like that and asks what the people said afterward. Gun-hee tells him that they couldn't remember anything that happened before they passed out at all, and they don't even know if they were attacked by magic or not. One of the chairman's personnel interrupts and tells him that the guest has arrived earlier than normal. The chairman thanks Jin for his time before excusing himself, and Jin thinks he should head back too. As Jin gets to his vehicle, a man asks if he is Sung Jin Woo, introducing himself as Senior Agent Adam White from the United States Bureau of Hunters. He tells Jin that he came by the office but was unable to find him, so he had to come to the funeral. In this moment, Jin remembers Jin Ho telling him about a foreigner. Jin asks why he wants to meet with him, and Adam responds that there is some information he wants to give to the hunter. He tells Jin that he won't hear this information from any other country or institute that exists. The hero hunter asks why he's willing to give that kind of information to him, and Adam says there's even a benefit to them by revealing information only to certain people. He tells Jin that he was originally the only one to meet him, but the deputy director was touched by the Jeju raid and would like to meet in person, saying it's a rare case and the deputy director will tell him the rest. He adds that he prepared a car not far from here and asks if Jin would like to meet him. Jin dismisses it and prepares to get in his car as he tells the senior agent that he's not sure if the information is reliable and he'll give a call back after thinking about it. This is when Adam smirks, saying, "I almost forgot." In negotiations, the